evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Marion County High School here at the Robie Dome for tonight's 5th Region Boys Championship game. Tonight's ball game has the 29-2 LaRue County Hawks taking on the 27-7 John Hardin Bulldogs. I am Bobby Thompson, and as always, joined by the coach Chris Quarter. And Coach Quarter, this is what we expected all season long, were these two teams the matchup. And what do you kind of expect out of tonight's ball game?
Well, you know, it kind of depends on which LaRue County team shows up. Is it the team that we saw in December when, you know, John Hardin jumped out on early, kind of put them away? It never was much of a game at John Hardin. Or is it the LaRue County team we saw just take apart E-Town about 3 weeks ago? You know, I think it really comes down to how does LaRue County try to guard Pearson? You know, do they match up? Do they throw some junk at him? You know, John Hardin's gotten to where they're pretty successful when teams throw a box and one, triangle and two, that sort of thing against John Hardin, because they've got other guys that can score. You know, I think, honestly, if I were LaRue County, I think I'd play a man. They've got some bodies there with Cox, you know, and even King to some point could guard him out on the perimeter, because we don't see Pearson go to the post much. I think an X factor in this game is Alex Matthews. If he goes like he normally does and he can have 15 points, 8 or 10 rebounds, John Hardin's going to have a really good chance to win the ball game. But Pearson cannot win this game by himself. He needs, you know, they need some contributions from Wright, Matthews, Walker. You know, I think Scott. I watched him warming up. This is a little bit of different environment to shoot, because you've got stands behind one of the goals and then you've got a stage behind the other goal. So the depth perception is a little bit different. But this being their third game down here, we'll kind of see. They got off to a sluggish start last night against Campbellsville. Talked to Coach Austin Jones, one of Coach McCurry's assistants for the game. He said a good start for them is key tonight.
And for the Bulldogs, talk about their main three players. Mickey Pearson comes in averaging 26 points and 11 rebounds. Malik Walker averaging 15 points a night. And Alex Matthews averaging a double-double with 10 points and 10 boards. Main players for LaRue County, Shane King comes averaging 12 points per ball game. Anthony Atkins with 13 points and 7 rebounds. Mark Good averaging 14 points and 7 rebounds, along with Dalis Cox, who averages 9 points per night. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Here we have our starting lineups. First for the Bulldogs, it'll be the same team we've seen all season. Malik Wright, Aaron Scott, Mickey Pearson, Alex Matthews, and Ja'Kai Walker. For the Hawks, it'll be the same lineup they've had all year. Shane King, Noah Davis, Anthony Atkins, Dalis Cox, and Mark Good. And this is what we have waited for. You were playing for this berth in the Sweet 16. They will face the 15th region champion, which will either be Johnson Central or Pikeville, next Wednesday the 14th at 8 p.m. Pearson and Good at midcourt to do the jump. And John Hardin will control the opening tip. Walker will run the point most of the night for the Bulldogs.
LaRue opens man-to-man.
Pearson gets it almost like a runner at the free throw line. No good. Scott came in, had the rebound, loses it, and it'll go over to the Hawks.
The ball going out of bounds. John Hardin looks like just straight man-to-man pressure.
Shane King will run the point most of the evening for the Hawks. While most point guards aren't scorers, Shane King is definitely a scorer from that point guard position. Cox down to Good. Good, baby hook in the lane, no good. Gets his own rebound. Gives it up to Cox, a floater there, gets the roll in the first 2 points of the night for the Hawks.
And again, you saw right away, LaRue County feels like they got an advantage with Good, with Matthews guarding him, and went straight to the block there.
One of the things we didn't talk about were foul trouble. John Hardin with just 4 players on their bench, and 3 of them will play a lot. Pearson into the lane, scoop shot no good. Actually, it's going to go off Pearson as he was standing out of bounds and over to the Hawks. Pearson a little slow coming out of that.
He got hit in the head there on that drive. Neither one of those I would call great shots. you know, at least he's going to the basket there. But these 8th region officials have quickly got a reputation as they're going to let you play as Mark Good.
I believe he's got blood. He's pointing at his hand.
Looks like maybe his nose.
So we will wait and see what Coach Childress does here. And it might have been that he and Pearson hit together. 6:47 to go here in our opening quarter. 2-0 the score. LaRue County on top.
And this is kind of a rule change. They give you so much time if they can get the blood stopped, but let's see Ballengate get up off the bench.
Here's the one thing, Ballengate brings in size that is not just normal. I mean, he is a big young man, just a sophomore.
Very raw offensively, but, you know, we've seen him block shots, and he definitely takes up some space in the lane as John Harden comes with a little run and jump.
King lost it, able to regain it. Now he's going to call a timeout, as it was Bright and Walker putting the pressure on him. A 30-second timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCC TV is a division of Hardin County Schools live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com by Myers Construction. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. eTown Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. It is a packed house here at the Roby Dome. We showed up an hour before game time, and it looked like the LaRue County side was already full. And John Harden has brought in a couple of pep buses and packed the other side, along with a lot of interested viewers from several different 5th region schools. Good back into the lineup for the Hawks. Matthews got in front of him, tipped it away. Scott gets the steal.
Matthews did a good job getting a hold of Good's inside arm. Wasn't able to spin there.
Walker, good pass down low to Matthews, and they're all tied up.
And they're paying so much attention to Pearson, and rightfully so, that it's going to open up things. A good bit of penetration there from Walker, and here comes the run and jump again.
Get it inside to Good, up off the glass, it's good.
And Coach McCurry urging his team, they want to play fast.
And into the lane is Malik Wright, doesn't get the roll, tipped out. Scott gets the rebound, kicks to Pearson. His three is good.
And that's a good, clean, open look on the kick out. Scott did a good job finding him there, and he knocks it down.
Fine, Good in the lane, dishes off to Atkins. Atkins got the Bulldogs in the air, missed it, but Cox with the offensive rebound and the putback. King knocks that one out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs.
If John's going to run and jump like that, they're going to give up, because that's the one thing we've seen out of them all year. When they do that, they don't rotate real well in the back. Coach Childress and his staff picked up on that, doing a good job getting the ball into the lane, out of the trap.
Pearson at the elbow, turn around, it's good. Pearson now with 5. King to the other end.
Oh, he got bailed out there.
It's going to be on Alex Matthews. It's his first, team's first.
King at the line, shooting 2.
King will shoot 2. Davis Cox gets the offensive rebound.
Just bigger and stronger right there. They had Walker down on the block, and Cox just pushed him out of the way. Little 3/4 court trap from LaRue County.
And King comes up and takes the ball. It'll be a jump ball. This will go over to the Hawks. And Cox here early in the game, back-to-back trips with offensive rebounds and putbacks, now with 6 points on the night. 9-7 the score, 4:35 to go here in this opening quarter. LaRue County on top. Noah Davis in the lane, lays it off for good. He'll get fouled and go to the line.
It's going to be 2 on Matthews, I believe.
It will be on Matthews, his second, team second.
That's a big foul.
Team second. Good at the line, shooting 2.
And I'm not sure Coach McCurry realizes that's 2, but he needs to get Matthews out of the game quick.
And one of the things is Morrell's really the only backup that can play down low where Matthews usually is. Mark Good knocks down both of his free throws.
The 2-3 zone. Close to a 5-second call.
Have a kickball to stay with the Bulldogs. And that'll get Preston Morell into the lineup.
Preston Murrell.
And we've not seen Morrell play extended minutes, but he's going to have to tonight. In this game, the pace of this game, you wonder, can he play in this game? Because this game's going up and down pretty good right now. 1-3-1 look. LaRue, 3 different defenses already. John not doing a very good job attacking it.
Scott able to get it back. He'll be fouled by Atkins. That'll be Atkins' first, team's first.
Fouls on number 33, Anthony Atkins, his first. Team first.
And they found
And that right there is the way you beat it. LaRue kind of selling out, trapping right there at half court, weak in the back. Let's see if they go back to good with Morrell guarding him now.
11-9, LaRue County on top. 3:20 to go here in this first quarter. Davis with the entry pass to Good. Goes out of bounds and over to the Bulldogs.
Morrell did a good job being physical with him right there.
Kendrick Weathers checks into the lineup for the Hawks. In the game on December 19th, Weathers off the bench had 7 points for the Hawks. And King gets the steal there from Walker. Dalis Cox, offensive rebound and the putback. Malik Wright to the other end, spin move in the lane.
Wow.
Is good. Good from the free throw line. No good. Pearson with the rebound.
Back to the 2-3 zone for LaRue County.
Right at the elbow.
Oh.
King going to pick up that foul. That'll be his first, team second.
King, his first. Team second.
King has quick hands.
Already with a couple of steals and a couple of deflections tonight for the Hawks. 2:16 to go here in the opening quarter. A 2-point game, LaRue County on top. They get it into Wright underneath the basket. Looked like Good knocked it free. Pearson tracks it down. Morrell from the elbow, turn, no good. Good with the rebound for the Hawks. Atkins will take it into the lane. He'll be fouled there. I believe this is going to be on Scott. It will be his first, team's third.
Aaron Scott, his first. Team's third. Atkins in the line, shooting 2.
Trayvon Harris and Darion Davis checking for the Bulldogs.
And it'd be interesting to see if LaRue County doesn't come with a little more pressure here, because John Hardin 2 backup guards, and we've seen Davis be somewhat wild at times, I guess is the way to describe it. Makes a lot of plays, but sometimes doesn't make the best decisions.
Atkins makes both of his free throws. Noah Davis back into the lineup for Coach Childress. LaRue County equaling their largest lead of the night at 4. So we hit the 2-minute mark of this first quarter.
It's back to kind of an extended 2-3 zone here.
And Harris and Davis are not the outside shooters that Walker and Scott, especially Scott,
Correct.
is. So the Bulldogs took away a couple of their shooting opportunities. But there's Pearson pulling up for 3. No good. Morrell with the offensive rebound. Ball knocked away. Davis comes out with it. Quick pass ahead to Good. That'll be blocked by Pearson. Davis gets it back. Ball down on the floor. Morrell gets to it. It's going to be tied up. And that'll be John Hardin basketball.
No, they gave John Hardin a timeout, so they'll save the possession. But I think Coach McCurry, if you had to ask him right now, he'd rather have the jump ball there.
With 1:11 to go here in the opening quarter, a 30-second timeout for John Hardin. This is an HCEC TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all local HCEC TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and you can always check our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC TV. It'll be John Hardin basketball underneath the LaRue County goal.
Back to the one, and this is a big lineup LaRue County's got on the floor now. And they missed Pearson over the top right there.
That one's going to be poked free by Ballengate up to Cox. Cox into the lane. Cox with double digits in the
Yeah,
first quarter.
Coach Curry's got to get his guards back in the game because, like I said, these guys they've got in the game right now are not shooters.
Wright finds Pearson down low.
That was a tough pass for Pearson to catch.
30 seconds to go in this quarter. $15 seconds to go. King now with it, goes to the baseline. He'll pull up 15-footer off the back of the iron. Davis had it, knocked out by Wright. 4 seconds to go. Pearson sees how much time's left. He's going to heave it from midcourt and off the backboard. And so our first quarter comes to a close. LaRue County on top, 17-13 over the Bulldogs. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Online at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating, 270-737-6900. Online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank has offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Coach Gorder, in the first quarter, it was, Dayless Cox with offensive rebounds and on that end, and Mickey Pearson finishes up with 9 on the other end. But what did you notice?
Well, I mean, LaRue's done a good job switching their defenses, and John with their backup guards, kind of got bailed out there late. Wright made a really nice pass to Pearson to keep this game at 4, but John's got to do a better job against the 1-3-1. They haven't been real successful against it so far.
John Hardin's basketball to start this quarter. Walker and Scott back into the lineup. King almost gets the steal, and they're going to say it was tipped. will not be over and back. Wright going to be able to get inside. 3 seconds going to be called on Morrell. Turnover to the Hawks.
You know, you don't often see 3 seconds called when a guy's driving, you know, on his way to the basket like that.
John hooks up man-to-man, full court.
See if they, and here comes Pearson. They'll run and jump again.
Get it to Good. Gives it back to Davis. Davis walks in the lane. Turnover back to the Bulldogs. And that time you saw Ja'Kai Walker actually come underneath, or sorry, Malik Wright come underneath and get in Good's way, forcing him to pass the ball to Davis. But it looked like Davis just wasn't ready to catch it. Pearson will go baseline. It's going to be knocked out by Davis. Scott will take a three. Too long. Good with the rebound. Davis going to push it up the court. Minute gone in this second quarter. No one scored yet. 17-13. LaRue County still on top. King step back three. Off the back of the iron. Right with the rebound. That's going to be a block on King.
Be his second.
Second, team's third. And that'll send Wright to the line to shoot two.
Good job by Wright.
King is second. Team's third.
First trip to the line for the Bulldogs tonight.
Matthews back into the game for John Harden. See if maybe they switch defenses and play a little zone. Because if he stays on Good with those two fouls, he's gonna have to play soft, and don't know how well that'll work out.
Ballingate with that rebound. Good, just a sophomore, but lots of experience. A very good forward.
Coach's son, too. So he's been raised around the game. His dad coached at Meade County and at Bardstown. And in fact, up until last year, was on the staff with Coach Childress. John Harden does switch to 2-3 zone.
Davis averaging 1.5, or actually 2 3-pointers a night, along with Shane King, who averages the same 2 3-pointers per evening. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Coach Childress going to call it a different play. Skip pass to Davis. He'll take a three there. Wide. Good, had it. Looks like it goes off of John Harden, and it'll stay with the Hawks.
Pearson did a good job closing out there.
Weathers into the game for King. Good to inbound the ball. Atkins checks back into the lineup for LaRue County.
Actually, I take that back. Coach Good is on the bench still for LaRue County.
Wraparound pass to Atkins. Atkins guarding the
a really nice underneath out of bounds play when you got two bigs, especially one of them that can pass the ball.
Atkins just bigger and then Aaron Scott kind of pushed him around, made the basket easy. Scott, a deep three, it's good.
Again, we've seen him get hot in some games, and he will shoot it from anywhere.
Back to a 2-point lead for the Hawks. 5:10 to go here in this first half. Try to pass it inside. Walker tips it over to Pearson. Pearson's pass to Scott too far out in front of him, and right back over to the Hawks. Cox to Davis in the corner for three. It's long. Weathers with the rebound. Davis into the lane. This time he passes off to Good. Blocked inside. Call it jump ball. I don't know that either of them actually had any control of it. It'll stay with the Hawks. Atkins gets into the lane. 6-footer on the way off the back of the iron. Tipped out by Pearson. Walker will take a three. Walker not the scorer that King is from the point guard position. Matthews with the offensive rebound, gives it to Scott. He'll take a three, it's long. And early here in the game, we've seen both teams shoot long on threes.
Everybody's pumped up, and we've seen 3 or 4 air balls already on pretty good looks from the three.
At the midway point of this second quarter, 19-17 LaRue County on top. Atkins going to have that knocked away by Pearson. Just a touch pass from Good down to Atkins. Good to inbound the ball for LaRue County.
See if they go straight back to the play they were in last time. They tried to, and Scott did a good job getting over top there.
Davis inside. That's going to be on Scott. That'll send Davis to the line. That'll be Scott's second, team's fourth.
Team's fourth.
Davis' first trip to the line tonight.
At the line, shooting two. Into the line for LaRue County, number 3.
Jeremiah Belton checks into the lineup for LaRue.
Coach McCurry will leave Scott in with those 2 fouls.
Davis gets his first point of the evening. That's going to be on Atkins. That'll be his second, team's fourth. Now Pearson sells fouls.
Yeah, he does a good job selling fouls, and John's done a good job so far off made baskets of getting the ball down the floor quickly.
His second, team fourth.
Matthews gets it, pump fakes the pass, gets in the lane, gets the bucket.
Good job finding the middle of that zone there.
Belton calls out a different play. Try to get it inside. Matthews plays over the top, tips it free. Cox picks up the ball. I believe this is going to be on Walker. That'll be his first, team's fifth. Morrell back into the lineup for Matthews.
And John Harden had the steal there, and Pearson couldn't come up with it.
Ballengate back into the game, and now they're going to stop it as Aaron Scott just ran into Mark Good, trying to get in between Good.
Well, he's allowed that
Ballengate.
space. That's the thing. He's allowed to get in there.
So there's an official about to call a penalty on Scott. He just put his arms right into Good.
And then picks up his third. You kind of saw that coming.
Yep.
From
that's his third, team sixth. After this inbound, they'll be in the bonus for the next 2:58. Get it inside to Good. His turnaround high off the glass, no good. It's going to be a foul on Ballengate. And the one negative, if we talk about Ballengate, and he said he's raw, he picks up his fouls.
Yeah.
We've seen him out there 2 trips and pick up 2 fouls. a little aggressive on the defensive end.
But they have that luxury because they have some depth. So
Right on the baseline, finds Morrell inside, pushes it towards the basket, no good. Good with the rebound. LaRue has not had a lot of good looks out of this 2-3 zone.
no, this has been a good defense for John given their foul trouble.
It's a good at the elbow, kicks to the opposite side to Cox. That's going to be, they're going to have a travel before the foul. John has had 3 possessions now with just a 1-point deficit, unable to get any points.
They missed Pearson. Pearson was wide open down the floor. Morrell was in the lane forever there, and they just didn't see him, or no call.
Pearson in the corner. He'll step in, 15-footer off the side of the backboard. Cox gets it up to Davis. Ball no good. Morrell gets the rebound. Walker looks to push, gets it to Wright. Wright spins on the baseline. Goes out of bounds off LaRue County. John Hardin will retain possession.
A lot of contact.
Pearson to inbound the ball for the Bulldogs. Walker open, he'll take a 3. It's good. And John Hardin takes their first lead since early in the first quarter. Walker with the 3-pointer. 1 minute to go in this quarter.
And John, with this lineup, LaRue's on the floor. John's just kind of collapsing. That's a heck of a pass right
Good
there.
pass inside to Good. Assist from Jeremiah Belton. Good now with 6 points. And we're all tied at 22. A low-scoring game for both of these teams so far.
Well, especially after the first quarter, because the first quarter had a little bit of pace to it.
John Hardin has scored 9 points in this quarter, while the Hawks have only scored 5. 12 seconds to go in the quarter. And Pearson will force up a 3, no good. Wright gets the rebound, and his shot at the buzzer, no good. And so we'll go to halftime, all tied at 22. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television production. HCC TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. We'll be back after this short timeout with first half stats and analysis and second half action.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Marion County High School here at the Roby Dome for tonight's 5th Region Boys Championship game. All knotted at 22 after the first half of play. We'll go down scores here in just a moment. But Coach Corder, what did you notice in the first half? It was really a tale of two different quarters.
Well, this game is taking the look of a state tournament game because it's low scoring. It's kind of become possession by possession. That's the way games at Rupp Arena ultimately become because it's just so much harder to shoot up there. And I think both teams, as we've seen, as many three-pointers that have been air balls tonight. I mean, you're hyped up. It's a little different environment. The ball's just not going in. It's become a really physical, kind of a half-court game. I think Coach McCurry may have stumbled onto something, though, through foul trouble that has given LaRue County some problems, and that's that 2-3 zone because LaRue County was not very effective against that 2-3 zone the second half of the second quarter. With that being said, King was out of the game. He's their best three-point shooter, arguably their best player. So when he comes back in, because John's got serious foul trouble. You got Scott with 3, you got Walker with 2, Matthews with 2. So they're going to have to be real careful of how aggressive they are defensively. While they did have some success a little bit with it with the run and jump, the 2-3 was their best defense, not even close. On the flip side of that, a little bit surprised that Coach Childress didn't go back to the 1-3-1 because they had a lot of success. Maybe we'll see it here. Don't know, but the defense is going to win this game. I mean, because I don't think there's, the first team to 40 might win this game.
30 points scored in that opening quarter, just 14 in the second quarter combined for both teams. Matthews gets it inside. He'll kick it to Walker. Scott takes it back out near midcourt. Back inside to Matthews. Now to be Pearson for 3. It's good.
And that was against that 1-3-1, and they did a really good job getting some paint touches and then working it out. Got Mickey a wide open 3.
On the court for the Bulldogs, it's Wright, Walker, Matthews, Scott, and Pearson. For the Hawks, it's King, Good, Davis, Atkins, and Cox, the starting 5 for both squads.
And John goes back man to man.
King turn around in the lane. It's good.
Just jumped up, shot it over Walker.
That's King's first made basket. Now has 3 points on the night. Dallas Cox led the Hawks in the first half with 10 points, all in that opening quarter. For John Hart, Mickey Pearson now with 12 points. He had 9 at halftime. Scott able to get all the way inside, high up off the glass. It's good.
Good drive. Coach McCurry not happy, though, as he ran back down the floor. He's wanting them to apply the pressure. And just as I say, this game has become a possession-by-possession game. We get 7 points in the first minute.
Pass inside to Good. He clears it out for Cox. Shot no good. That's going to go off Atkins.
Oh, my.
Mickey Pearson didn't touch the ball.
No, because Atkins shoved him in the back. He was out of the play.
King to inbound the ball for the Hawks. And I'm surprised that's going to be a walk on Atkins. Surprised they didn't go right at Alex Matthews with the 2 fouls. I think Scott can hide it in the guard position.
The only problem with that is he likes to block shots, and he likes to fly in there for rebounds, and that's something he's just going to have to pick his spots.
And now more like a 2-3 setup for the Hawks. Pearson will rise up for 3. Off. Cox with the rebound.
Even as long as Mickey is, Atkins, Cox, and Good are all equally as long. Hard to shoot over top of them as they miss Davis and then threw a late pass that goes out of bounds.
5:51 to go here in the third quarter. 27-24 our score. John Hardin on top. The lead has never been bigger than 4 for either team. Pearson will step inside the 3-point line. 15-footer's good.
They ran him off a double screen down at the bottom, and now John comes with a little more run and jump.
Able to get it to Good. Good, not a bad ball handler for a big man. Down low to Atkins. Gives up to Davis. It's good. Davis's first minute.
Beat Walker to the punch there, and Coach Childress wants a timeout. It'll be a 30.
30-second timeout.
This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCC TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all local HCC TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always search our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCC TV. We would like to thank CJ Carroll tonight. He is our camera operator, our audio technician, our technical director on graphics, and he's the director.
Does that make him the producer also?
Whatever we have is the gopher, gaffer, microphone guy.
Back to the 1-3-1 for LaRue County with Cox out on the top.
Walker picked up his dribble in a bad spot. And the kick ball stayed with the Bulldogs.
They had Matthews wide open in the middle right there.
It's one of the things that's kind of strange because you have success getting it to Matthews, and then they come down and forget to send it into the free throw line to Matthews. Right on the baseline. Walker open for three. Thought he was going to take it right, able to gather the ball in. He goes up against Good. No good. Gets his own rebound. Right back up. No good. Ball tipped around. That goes off of Davis, and it'll stay with the Bulldogs.
Lucky right there because Walker got in the air, nowhere to go. And
I think he was going to shoot that three, and Atkins comes out. And again, it's length that I don't think a lot of people are used to out of a guard. Pearson pump fakes, gets on the baseline. 10-foot runner, no good. Right with another offensive rebound. Three on this trip. Missed inside. Pearson gets the rebound, no good. Ball knocked free. Wright rebound, and he'll be going to the line.
And Wright has made... He's decided he's going to the glass.
Mark Good, his first.
Correction. Davis Cox, his first.
Oh, they're going to say it's on Cox. 34. His first, team's first. In the first game these two played back on December 19th, Malik Wright had 20 points and 6 rebounds in that ball game.
He's had 6 rebounds in the last minute and 10 seconds in this one. The other thing that he can do, and we don't see him a lot, he's so quick off the floor, and you saw it right there.
And now he gets a steal on the inside. It's good.
John Hardin switched up their press, went to a little 1-2-1-1, got a trap, quick turnover, and there's almost another one.
King gets in. That's going to be on Matthews. Matthews jumped in the air, got the bump. That'll be his third, team's first, and that'll send King back to the line to shoot 2. King was 1 for 2 in the first half from the line. So we're exactly at the midway point of this third quarter. Kendrick Weathers back into the lineup for the Hawks.
Drew goes man-to-man now.
Pearson gets it good, switches to him. Pearson will be going to the line.
Follows up number 34.
Cox going to pick up his second. Good grief.
Yeah, you can't change the rules in 6.
Pearson at the line shooting 2.
This will be Pearson's first trip to the line tonight.
And on a make here, allow John Hardin to set their full court pressure again. just
Back up.
straight man, and they'll look to run and jump as soon as it crosses half court.
King puts speed on, gets down to the baseline, gives it up to Atkins. Going to be blocked by Walker. Walker unable to get to it. King retains possession for the Hawks. John Hardin fans wanted to foul, and the LaRue County, wanted to travel, and LaRue County fans wanted to foul. Cox at the free throw line. That'll be short, good with the offensive rebound. Baby hook, no good. Ball knocked around. Weathers gets it back out to King, and King will reset the offense.
Both Wright and Scott did a good job closing out there.
35-28, John Hardin on top. 2:50 to go here in the third quarter. Atkins down low, that was on Pearson, it's good.
The bigger body there, he just kind of pushed Mickey under the basket.
That'll be Pearson's first, team's second. Atkins with the made basket, and he'll go to the line.
At the line, shooting the ball.
Atkins now with 6 points on the night. Pearson gets in, he'll throw it up at the basket. Be a foul on LaRue County. Pearson will be going back to the line. This will be on good. That'll be his first, team's third.
Team third. Pearson at the line, shooting two.
And it was a good play call by Coach Curry. They set the screen at the top, and LaRue switched. Get good on Pearson. And
that one long. Morrell checks in for Matthews.
see if John Hart maybe switches defense, goes back zone.
Pearson long on both. Weathers with the rebound.
And they will go back to that 2-3.
King catches it in stride. Three on the way, no good. Walker with the rebound. Walker drives all the way to the basket, no good. Weathers and Wright going out. Now it's going to be a tie-up between Cox and Wright, and it'll be possession to the Hawks.
Wild shot by Walker there.
1:54 to go here in the third quarter. At the completion of tonight's game, we will have the presentation of the all-tournament team and then the presentation of the 5th region runner-up and championship trophies. Good 15-footer on the way. It's long. Pearson with the rebound. Had Scott out in front of all the Hawks, unable to get to him. Wright going to drive inside. Morrell actually got in front of him.
He just
Right with the bucket.
He's really good going right, and they let him get there, split defenders. And 7-point lead in this game is a lot of points. John back to that little tandem 2-3 zone that they like to play.
King going to come around off a double screen to the corner.
Wright did a good job getting out. Morrell did a good job covering up good after he set the screen.
That's going to be on Cox. He extended his left arm as he was dribbling the ball. That'll be his third, team's fourth.
Number 34, Douglas Cox, his third.
Trayvon Harris back into the lineup for the Bulldogs.
John Hart, number 12, Trayvon Harris.
If I'm Coach McCurry, I'm trying to get the last shot of this half.
Atkins just now coming out beyond the three-point line. And Wright's a plenty good ball handler. And if John Hardin has a stall play, this is it. Run to one
be
side,
careful
give
not
it.
to get trapped there. This is a tough spot for Harris, just coming off the bench.
10 seconds to go. 7 seconds. Now Wright going to put it in gear, drives into the lane. Finger roll no good. Pearson with the putback no good. And that will bring our third quarter to a close. John Hardin takes a 7-point lead, 37-30 over the Hawks. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Online at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating, 270-737-6900. Online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown baking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. As we come out of the quarter, the ball will belong to the John Hardin Bulldogs. And Coach Porter, what they do in that quarter?
They just got really aggressive going to the basket. I thought Wright was huge with some rebounds, good drives to the basket. They were just more aggressive. I thought LaRue kind of settled for some contested shots down there. Didn't really get the ball inside like they had been. Be interesting to see. LaRue comes out man-to-man, see if maybe John Hardin stays with that 2-3 zone, as they've had some success with it. LaRue really getting aggressive against the John Hardin guards.
Pearson pulls up for a 3, no good.
Not the shot they wanted.
King going to get to the other end, and he gets the bucket. King down with 7 points on the night.
Quick 3 for John. Slow to get back, and King does a good job.
That ball went off Mark good, and it'll stay with the Bulldogs. I think in the man-to-man, I think Malik Wright is the one they really need to go to, as Cox seems to draw the assignment of drawing Pearson, but I think it's right off the dribble. It's so much quicker. Now it's Mark Good who's gotten Pearson. The net on the basket kind of popped. I think if you're John Hardin, you don't mind that, as long as they can get the ball in. Get it into Walker. Pearson inside. Cox on him. The give to Wright. I say the ball was on the baseline. Turnover to the Hawks.
John were a little rushed here these first 2 possessions of the fourth quarter when they don't need to be. 7-point lead with the pace this game was being played. You just had to take good shots, take care of the basketball.
Continuing to pass it around the outside. Cox gets into the lane and gets the bucket. His first point since the first quarter gets him to 12. And just a 3-point lead now for the Bulldogs. Shane King picks up his third, team's 5th. blood on the jersey of Mickey Pearson.
And Coach Childers smartly used this as a timeout, calls his team over.
And they'll get that and wipe it off. I'll just be honest, if they don't, we got another jersey for you.
Yeah.
6:25 to go here in the ball game. 3-point lead for John Hardin. Again, on the line is a berth in the Sweet 16. Opening round game for the 5th region will be against the 15th region, which is being played tonight also. Johnson Central and Pikeville going at it. That will be on Wednesday, March the 14th at 8 p.m. And with that, Coach McCurry going to take a full timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCCTV is a division of Hardin County's live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. eTown Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Again, for HCCTV tonight, our last basketball game of the season. Check the local listings is when we will start our spring sport events, typically after spring break. So we will have baseball, softball, and track action during our spring.
Looks like Mickey Pearson will wear 0 now. And unless that rule's changed, you used to be able to clean blood. You didn't have to take a timeout.
Well, I mean, they had led good. They gave him about 30 seconds when he had some blood in the first half of play. Now, Trayvon Harris actually, John Hardin only has 4 of their stops. And Trayvon Harris checked into the ball game for Pearson during that timeout. And now I think Malik Wright, because that's a walk by Matthews, going to get to the bucket. It's good.
Yeah, he got away with a huge travel right there.
6 minutes to go here in the ball game. John back into the 2-3. Good in the short corner, back. They're going to skip past to King. He'll pull up for a 3. Off the mark there. Walker with the rebound. After John, back it out and run some clock.
You need a stoppage though, because you really want to get Pearson back in the game. John Hardin running some flex now. They'll run people off baseline screens and look to free somebody for a layup.
Wright going to get it out near the 3-point line.
And I didn't know how long you would wait.
And now they will take a full timeout with 5:08 to go in the ball game. Again, up by 5. Tune in weekly for all our rebroadcasts here on HCCTV, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and you can always search our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCECTV. Again, we'd like to thank CJ Carroll for making tonight's broadcast possible, as he is a one-man show tonight. Coach Porter and I just sit here and get to announce the game. For John Hardin and LaRue County, again, they played each other on December 19th. It was a 20-point victory by the Bulldogs. Pearson had 22 that night and Wright with 20. And really the difference were those two in the ball game. Ja'Kai Walker with 12 points. Right now in the ball game for John Hardin, Malik Wright has 9, Aaron Scott with 5, Mickey Pearson has 16, Alex Matthews with 6, and Ja'Kai Walker with 3. For the Hawks, Shane King has 7, Noah Davis with 3, Anthony Atkins with 6, Dalis Cox with 12, and Mark Good with 6.
An odd spot to have to take the ball in bounds.
Scott to inbound the ball for the Bulldogs, gets it into Pearson, and there's almost a steal.
Oh, that ball was tipped. That was a bad call.
5 minutes to go. And one of the things this 2-3 has done, it's taken time off the clock as LaRue County has.
LaRue hasn't been real good about it because they played just around the perimeter. Now finally they get a touch inside.
I believe that's going to be on Pearson. It will be on Pearson again. Mickey Pearson now wearing number 0. There was blood on his uniform. His second, team's third. Atkins at the line. He's 2 for 3 on the night. Atkins cuts it back to a 3-point ball game. Scott about to be jumped by Weathers. They're able to get it to Walker. Pearson puts it on the deck. He gets to the bucket. It's good.
And good. Kind of got out of the way there.
Fine, good at the free throw line and pull up. No good. Pearson had the rebound, loses it over to Weathers. Weathers able to get it back out. I believe we're going to have a foul on Weathers. Not on him, but he was fouled. I believe that's on Alex Matthews. That's his fourth. Team's fourth. As we hit the 4-minute mark of our ball game. Alex Matthews going to get the steal. And just a layup for Matthews.
Smart play. No reason to try to dunk that.
And Coach Childress now will take a time, I think, a timeout.
We got a bench warning, or
I think it's the water.
No, we've got a bench warning. We've had a manager that's been told to go sit in the student section.
Preston Morrell back into the lineup for the Bulldogs. And now I think Dalis Cox has blood on him.
And now John Harden will steal a timeout back, as this kind of works to both coaches' advantages.
You know, we see this, I'd say once every 3 weeks. We've never seen 3 in one game.
Yeah. Well, it's been, I will say, Bobby, and that's the one thing I talked to Mark Wells, the principal of John Harden, just briefly at the half. I said, this game's physical. I mean, these are, you know, LaRue's got a bunch of big bodies. John's got length. They don't have a lot of width. But there's been some beating and banging around here.
Speaking of Mark Wells, he was inducted before the game into the 5th Region Hall of Fame. And he has been a part of every John Harden basketball team that has gone to the state tournament. Once as an assistant with Artie Braden, then twice as the head coach of the Bulldogs.
And now we got another stoppage to clean somebody else up.
It's Kendrick Weathers now that they're going to attend to. Again, the winner of tonight's game, they will have 8 days off until they will play next Wednesday night, as they will take on the winner of Johnson Central and Pikeville out of the 15th region. Ball game at Rupp Arena at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. And I can tell you, 8 o'clock any night at the state tournament is a fun night. We were talking about it coming in. 1988, the last time that LaRue County went to the Sweet 16, and they played on Friday night at 8 o'clock against Clay County in what is still the most
attended session of the. I was 15, 16 years old, and it was a huge crowd. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. Richie Farmer for Clay County. I mean, it was something else. LaRue had a really good team with Scott Boley and Jason Reuter. And the thing about, you know, you say the 8 days, but it allows you to do something with your team. You can really give them off You know, you may come in, you'll start getting film. Everything's via the internet now. You don't have to drive anywhere and get film on whoever wins the 15th. Fifth Region really got a pretty good draw. I think they play the 15th, and then they'll play probably, it looks like, the 11th, which will be a pretty good team. But it's a good draw for either one of these teams, whoever ends up advancing, because both of these teams are built for some success at the state tournament because they don't rely on jump shots. They could both go up there and win a couple of games and be playing on Saturday morning.
Kendrick Weathers has a new number. He'll be number 21. His pass down low to good. Gets the bucket and the foul on Wright.
And that is the first time, really, in the second half, we've seen them go to the low block. They did a good job getting the ball to good there.
Malik Wright picks up his first, team's fifth. Matthews right back into the ball game for the Bulldogs. Good now with 8 points. Make it 9. And we're back to a 4-point ball game. Now some more full court pressure from the Hawks. And quickly John Harden calls a timeout as Aaron Scott, one of the primary ball handlers,
It was all the way down the
basket.
floor. Yeah, and this is where that timeout Coach McCurry had to burn to get Pearson back in the game, because now I think you're left with, they have 1:30 or maybe one full, but
LaRue County with 3 timeouts, John Harden with 1, and they're all full timeouts. 3:35 to go here in the ball game. A 4-point lead, 43-39. John Harden on top. At the end of the first quarter, it was LaRue County on top by 4, 17-13. At halftime, we were all tied at 22 apiece. In the third quarter, the Bulldogs outscored the Hawks 15-8 to take a 7-point lead, 37-30. And then now the Hawks have cut it by 3 down to a 4-point lead for the Bulldogs. Again, this will be our final basketball game of the basketball season here at HCC TV.
stop talking that way. You're going to bring a tear to my eye, Bobby.
Check our local listings, as after spring break we will have baseball, softball, and track action in the Hardin County area.
I may have to make a guest appearance at baseball or softball to just evaluate the umpires, see how they're doing in our area.
Welcome anytime in the booth. Obviously, as your daughter will be playing for the Trojans. And now it's the LaRue County faithful rising to their feet. Coach Childress being the biggest cheerleader of the night for the Hawks. And Walker travels as he was bumped and picked up his...
He was bumped. He took it exactly where LaRue wanted him to go. And yeah, there was a little contact there, but he was trapped.
Now in the arena here, it feels like all of the momentum is on the side of the Hawks. This will stay with the Hawks. As we have a tie up on the floor between Walker and Atkins. A LaRue County ball right in front of their bench.
John stays in that zone.
Matthews with the 4 fouls, continues to basically follow around whoever's in the lane. King will take a 3, it's good.
And he doesn't get it off real quick, but John didn't get out, and he knocked it down. We got a 1-point game here.
That was the first 3-pointer of the night by the Hawks. Get it inside to Matthews, loses control of it. It's going to go off John Harden and back over to the Hawks. And they will have an opportunity to take the lead. John Harden here in this fourth quarter, a little out of sorts.
Yeah, they haven't looked real comfortable. The pressure from LaRue's actually bothered them.
And King will take another 3. This one off the back there, and that's going to be on good. That'll be his second, team 6th. From this point on, the Bulldogs will be in the bonus.
But that allows LaRue to set their defense, and like I said, John's had a little trouble with this. They got to keep the ball out of the corners.
Walker and Scott will be the primary ball handlers up the court. Scott gets a pass midcourt and then has to pull it up, gives it to Pearson. We're going to stand up and announce this game. So all the faithful for John Hardin stand up, along with the faithful from LaRue County. Pearson puts it on the deck, gets all the way to the basket.
And again, that's the second time. Good. All he's got to do there is slide over and either take a charge or try to block a shot. He gets out of the way. Pearson gets all the way to the rim.
Pearson with 20 points now. Cox will bring him back around. Weathers for three. It was online. Good gets the rebound for the Hawks. Good pass from Cox to Atkins.
Nice pass inside. Coach Childress going to take a timeout.
Back to a 1-point lead for the Bulldogs. Atkins gets into double digits with 10 points.
It'll be a full timeout.
This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCC TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Coach, 1:26 to go here in the ball game. A 1-point lead for the Bulldogs. They have the basketball. What are they going to need to do?
Well, they've had trouble running the clock. They've had trouble holding on to the ball. Thing is, next foul, they're shooting free throws. So you don't stall, obviously, in a 1-point game, but you're going to get the last thing he told them, guys, we got to get a good shot. He also told them we got 1 timeout left. If you get in trouble, don't be afraid to use it, because obviously possession is the big deal right now.
Pearson and Scott come back down to help as Matthews will inbound the ball to Walker. Cox and Weathers out in front for the LaRue County defense. Walker this time keeps it in the middle.
And he walked again.
Picks it up. There's all of his momentum going in one direction. And a turnover. And LaRue County again with an opportunity to take the lead.
That's twice he's dribbled right into the trap. And I hope the folks at home can see and not just see the back of my head.
Weathers skip pass to Cox. And Coach Childress now going to take a timeout with 1:01 to go here in the ball game. And now both teams will just have 1 timeout apiece as we get to this final minute. And how fitting the 2 best teams in the region get down here and just a 1-point game with a minute.
And it's going to be interesting to see here. Coaches do this all the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Would not shock me to see Coach McCurry go to something else. Go to another defense right there. Something, maybe even something he hasn't even played tonight. We've seen him play some 1-3-1. Just throw something at LaRue because Coach Childress is in there right now. He's probably drawn up 2 plays. He's drawn up something against a 2-3 and then something against a man-to-man. So do they do something different and come out and show something different? Just to make them maybe burn their final timeout, because now each team with 1 timeout. It's kind of a chess game here, and this is be interesting to see if maybe John switches out of something out of the 2-3 into their man-to-man.
We'll have our award ceremony.
45-44 our score here. 1 minute, 1 second to go. Alice Matthews tried to get the ball.
Well, it was a good try. And they gave them the ball. I think the ball should be out on the side, actually. As John does look like they're going to go man-to-man, and LaRue will go right back to that play where they put 2 bigs.
Good to inbound the ball. Pearson in front of him.
1 minute remaining.
King gonna drive inside. It's a charge.
Yeah.
Alex Matthews with the 4 fouls. Stands tall when he
Actually,
has
that was
to.
right. Stood in there and took it. And we sit again. Curry does a good thing, switches defenses, and that was an easy call. There wasn't even debate. Coach Childress didn't even contest that one.
Shane King picked up his 4th. Now again, run and jump, and Aaron Scott loses it off his leg, and a turnover to the Hawks. 40.9 seconds to go.
John Harden dodging some bullets here that LaRue County hadn't capitalized on these last 2 turnovers.
Kai Walker on Shane King. Aaron Scott on Weathers. Wright has Dalis Cox. Matthews on Atkins, and Pearson on Good. Atkins gets it, bulls his way in, and LaRue County takes the lead with 20 seconds to go. Anthony Atkins with his 12th point. Mickey Pearson with the ball. Dribbles inside, gives it up to Aaron Scott. Aaron Scott puts the Bulldogs back on top.
And Coach McCurry tried to get a timeout. They don't get it.
8 seconds to go. Kendrick Weathers, 15-footer off the iron. Jakai Walker grabs it and just holds on to it. And there'll be a foul on Kendrick Weathers with 1.4 seconds to go. Jakai Walker should be going to the line to shoot the 1 and the bonus.
We had some fans run on the court a little prematurely. And I'm not sure what the stoppage is for here. It's a 1-and-1.
Jakai Walker at the line, shooting 1 and 1.
Again, 1.4 seconds to go. You have to imagine Mark Good just told the official if he misses it, we are calling an immediate timeout. If he makes them both, it would be a 3-point lead. Knocks the first one down.
And this is a big one right here. This changes the whole. And Coach Childress wants a timeout. I'd say either way here.
That one rattles out. They call an immediate timeout.
There should have been just a little bit of time go off the clock. There was 1.4 when he shot. The clock's got to at least start.
The officials talking it over. Looks like they're going to go to.
Yeah, the clock's at least got to start.
And we'll wait and see what they decide. They're talking to the clock operator. Now it's going to be 1.1 seconds. 3/10 goes off the clock. It'll be LaRue County basketball. They're going to have to go full court.
And they can't move. That's another, obviously, makes it tough. The thing about LaRue is they've got some big kids. They can put Good down there to throw a length of the court pass, probably throw it all the way to the basket. It's a catch and shoot, not really much time. You might get one dribble, but you never know how quick the clock operator gets excited over there. He starts it too soon. Be interesting to see if after Coach McCurry sees the alignment for John Harden, if they maybe use their last timeout just to adjust to it.
Do you cover the inbound passer?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I'm 100% in that camp. Even, I would say that's why Morrell's in the game. I think you either put Morrell, and I'd put Pearson back because Pearson's a quicker jumper than Morrell. He can go up and intercept something. I'd put Morrell on the ball, Mickey back, Matthews back, right back to match up.
Were you in the John Harden huddle?
No, I'm just really smart. No, that's a good call. With a little more time, sometimes you may not cover it, but with this amount of time left, now Coach McCurry going to take his final timeout.
And John Harden will take that. 1.1 seconds to go. Dalis Cox had come out and was going to be the inbound passer for the Hawks.
And they set 3. LaRue County set 3 along the free throw line on the opposite end. 1 at midcourt. I would say they're going to the man at midcourt's going to go set a screen on somebody, try to pop somebody up. It's just it's a catch and shoot.
One of the assistant coaches is now talking to the official about why it's 1.1
Yeah,
seconds.
that's because they weren't paying attention when they did it. I mean, and it's the right thing. The ball, there has to be time. There can't be no time that came off on that free throw.
Yeah, I'm glad now we have the modern clocks where you can actually set it to 1 minute.
Yeah, because
There were many times when we played, they would start it at a minute and run it down
try
and
to run
hope
it
to stop it.
Yeah, and it never worked.
Cox continuing to go down. And now it looks like 3 LaRue County Hawks will line up across the midcourt stripe.
Little different alignment as he moved his kids up. Pearson back. You don't want to get beat. Now they'll move back. And
Here we
Morrell
go.
doing his best to.
Cox throws it 3/4 of the court.
Throws it out of bounds.
And now it'll be John Harden's basketball in that same spot. And all they've got to do is get it in.
They got to get it in. If they can't walk out of bounds, as a Louisville fan, I saw that last week. Just now getting over it. So Wright's got to stay still, and hopefully, I'd just lob it up.
It's tipped there, and that'll do it. And John Harden will win the 5th region title and go to the state tournament with a 48-46 victory over the LaRue County Hawks. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Going down from scoring from tonight, first for LaRue County. Shane King finishes with 10. Noah Davis with 3. Anthony Atkins with 12. Bayless Cox with 12. Mark Good with 9. For the Bulldogs, Malik Wright had 9. Aaron Scott with 7. Mickey Pearson with 20. Alex Matthews with 8. And Jakai Walker with 4. That was an exciting ball.
That's what a region final is supposed to be. You get the 2 best teams here, and they both played their hearts out. I mean, you always hear this, but it's really true. It's a shame either one. LaRue had to lose because the valiant effort. Coach Childress's staff did a great job, and it wasn't easy for John because they tried. They really struggled handling the ball down the stretch. But they made just enough plays, and wow, what a finish.
And again, we will keep it here while they do the naming of the all-tournament team. There'll be 4 players from John Hardin, 3 players from LaRue County. There will then be an award for each of the John Hardin Bulldogs. And we'll have the presentations of the team trophies, 5th region runner-up and the 5th region championship trophy. Again, the Bulldogs will move on to the Sweet 16 next Wednesday, March the 14th at 8 o'clock. They will take on the winner out of the 15th region, which is between Johnson Central and Pikeville.
And good to see students here. I mean, both teams, I don't know how many pep buses they brought, but they brought a bunch because there's a section of bleachers on each side filled up with students, and they were into it.
And there in that 4th quarter, it starts off a 7-point lead for John Hardin, and LaRue County actually takes a lead with under a minute to go. And I will say this, if we had asked who was going to make the winning buckets, you would not have said Aaron Scott, as he is
we're going to recap the
makes
winners that were selected to the 5th region
bucket that gave him a 1-point lead.
You are in attendance. You are invited to join Mr. Holt at half court. This past week from Bardstown, Montrez Braley. From Paterna, Joby Howard. From Bethel, Wayne Peak. From Central Hardin, Chase Elmore. From Campbellsville, Tosh Sanders. From Campbellsville, Malachi Corley. From Adair County, Corey Milton. From Adair County, Zion Harmon. And now selected to the all-tournament team this evening. From LaRue County, Anthony Atkins. From LaRue County, Davis Cox. From LaRue County, Mark Good. From John Harden, Malik Wright. From John Harden, Mickey Pearson. From John Harden, Alex Matthews. And from John Harden, Jakai Walker.
So Dallas Cox, Anthony Atkins, Mark Good, all from LaRue County, named to the all-tournament team. All three of those players will actually be back, as there are only 3 seniors for LaRue County: Johnny Key, Shane King, and Kendrick Weathers. For the Bulldogs, named to the all-tournament team, it's Mickey Pearson, Malik Wright, Alex Matthews, and Jakai Walker.
And the guy that makes the winning basket, I'm sure he'll be fine with not making that all-tournament team. But
To the LaRue County Hawks. Congratulations, LaRue County.
Presentation of the 5th Region Runner-Up Trophy to the LaRue County Hawks, who will finish the season 29-3. And now we'll have an award for each of the John Harden Bulldogs, or I wonder if they'll just give them the trophy and give them their plaques to take them.
And now individual trophies to the Bulldogs of John Harden. Number 1, Malik Wright. Number 2, Aaron Scott. Number 0, Mickey Pearson. Number 4, Alex Matthews. Number 10, Terrion Davis. Number 12, Trevon Harris. Number 20, Deshaun Johnson. Number 23, Jakai Walker. And number 32, Preston Farrell. And now, to present the game ball to head coach of the John Harden Bulldogs, Coach Jared McCurry. And now for the championship trophy of the 2018 Boys 5th Region Basketball Tournament to the John Harden Bulldogs. Congratulations.